Today we're talking about one-of-a-kind Rolexes, Jared Leto's Joker film, and Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. Hello everyone and welcome to Esquire Weekly, our look at some of the biggest issues that appeared on our radar this week. From celebrity news, style trends, gear advice, or the latest on entertainment and culture, we've got you covered. But that's enough about that. Let's start the rundown. Number 5. Do you have a spare $500,000? If so, perhaps it's time to buy Steve McQueen's Rolex. Yes, following the record-breaking sale of Paul Newman's Rolex Daytona, British auction house Phillips has recently put Steve McQueen's Submariner up for grabs. And it's not your usual celebrity timepiece either. This particular Submariner was a gift from McQueen to his longtime stuntman Lauren James, back in the 1970s, with the case-back inscription that reads, "To Lauren, the best damn stuntman in the world, Steve." The inscription isn't the only value-adding feature on this particular timepiece. The watch itself was thought to be lost to the world after it was involved in a catastrophic fire at Lauren James' home. However, the watch was later found in the remains of the stuntman's home and lovingly restored by the team at Rolex. The bad news? If you want to make a bid, you had better start saving. The auction kicks off on October the 25th later this year, and the watch is expected to fetch between $300,000 and $600,000. Number 4. Jake Gyllenhaal is waxing lyrical about his collaboration with Cartier. The new face of the brand's vaunted Santos watch broke his silence exclusively to Esquire, talking us through what it was like working for the historic brand, and what's next for his career. The actor just created a short film for Cartier, celebrating the relaunch of the French luxury house's epoch-defining Santos de Cartier wristwatch. Initially released in 1904, the watch was originally created to help pilots tell the time while holding onto their joysticks. Speaking to Esquire, Gyllenhaal said, "Cartier had never really had anyone representing this watch in this modern way, but I think there's an idea of progressing, of forward movement, and that is the essence of the watch, even though it was created over a century ago." The short film is available to watch right now, starring Mr. Gyllenhaal, and we'll put a link to that in the description below. Number 3. It seems Jared Leto will finally be getting his Joker movie after all. If you recall, Leto had a small supporting role playing the character in the 2016 film Suicide Squad, a role that the world thought would play a much larger part in the bad guy superhero flick. Sadly, that was not the case, no doubt due to the number of leaky plot holes and a dreadful script. But that's about to change. According to Variety, the new Joker film will be part of a series of movies that will branch out from the world of Justice League and Suicide Squad, and a new universe that will begin with Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn film dubbed Birds of Prey. However, don't think this new film will make the DC universe any less confusing. Warner Brothers has apparently greenlit 2 new Joker films, which will be released around the same time, one starring Jared Leto and the other starring Joaquin Phoenix. Who will get the last laugh in the end? We just don't know. Let's hope it's not at the expense of the DC universe. Story number 2. The second Lego movie film trailer has just landed. The first film made over $400 million at the global box office, so a sequel to the popular Lego franchise should come as no surprise. The trailer for the movie reunites some familiar faces from the 2014 smash hit, including characters played by Chris Pratt, Elizabeth Banks, Will Arnett, Channing Tatum, and Jonah Hill. The second iteration takes place 5 years after the events of the original film, and features the citizens of Bricksburg facing the threat of outer space invaders, aka Lego Duplo. Of course, it's up to the original heroes to travel to space to stop this new threat. The new Lego flick is destined for cinemas early next year. And last but not least, number 1. Technology news. Apple just announced a load of new features to make you more productive and efficient. The big news from Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference wasn't centered around a new device, but rather a host of updates that will make pretty much all of your Apple devices that much better. Your iPhone is getting a new feature called Screen Time that will monitor your usage and even block you from using an app if you have passed a predetermined set time limit. There's also Group FaceTime, letting you video conference with multiple people at the very same time, although good luck getting that feature here in the UAE. There's also improvements to Apple's AI helper, Siri. Elsewhere, you can expect a shiny new operating system for both Mac and Watch, with a host of handy new features as well. Expect all the new updates to drop in September when it's heavily rumored Apple will also be announcing not 1, not 2, but 3 new iPhones. So that's been another episode of Esquire Weekly. Now that you're all caught up, be sure to check out some of our other stories on esquireme.com. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think of the show in the comments. I'll see you next week.